I mean, gosh, I mean, they did an amazing job putting us into that atmosphere with our surroundings. You know, being in an actual precinct, you know, in a dark room alone with these huge cops, and just that feeling of loneliness and being scared, and just having to channel those emotions of just wanting to go home and doing anything that you possibly can just so you can go home. I feel like that is what was really the driving force in those interrogation scenes, and they did an amazing job. All the police or all the detectives, they all did an amazing job, creating that atmosphere, putting us in that mindset for sure.
Yeah, Jharrel, what was it like for you?
Ava really made sure that she had us set up with old documents and old footages and the real clips of the videos of these men. So I got to watch Corey Wise's interrogation scene in its entirety, probably over 100 times, just kind of over and over. And we had the actual manuscripts of, things that they would say that aren't out to the media, and things that the media kept low. And so we kind of have all that information. And so Ava made sure that we went home and studied it as if it was, our schoolwork and things that we had to focus on. And yeah, the interrogation scene was incredibly difficult to shoot, but I did it opposite Vera Farmiga, and she is an absolute inspiration of mine, and she's so talented, so she gave me so much to work with. And just watching the actual footage over and over, it really digs into your brain and really stays there,
Yeah, the series does an incredible job of spacing out when we get to see each of your characters' stories. And I think while everybody is kind of involved in the interrogation scenes early on, really a few people stand out, and then their characters stand out in different elements later on throughout the series. Ethan, Yusef's interrogation is quite is quite brutal as well. Can you talk about shooting that scene and what it meant to, in some ways, represent what it's like to go through something like that?
Yeah, Yusef's situation was, fortunately, his mother came and got him before he was able to have a taped confession. But yeah, it was still, just as Caleel was saying, just being in that atmosphere where you're alone, you've got two detectives yelling at you, screaming that you've raped a lady. Just those lines alone, and the wonderful actors in those detectives, that's enough to take you to that emotional space where you're confused, you don't know what's going on, you're wondering where your mother is. You don't think that this is right, but you don't know, and you don't know any better. You're 14, 15, 16 years old in this situation.
Also trust the police.
Exactly, yeah.
Yusef and Corey trust the police when they get taken in. And there's such a distinct detail within that, which is that while they're putting their trust in these men, you can hear the condescension in their voices, where they know what's going to happen when they bring these guys in. And they're completely exploiting that trust and also kind of mocking these young guys as well. There's a sense of not just taking seriously the fact that these are human, that these kids are human beings and that something is going to happen to them.